So we're having a good time today answering your favorite how-to questions. So y'all ready for a few more? Why not, right? So let's start the question scroll. Stop. And?
We have a 4-month-old baby, and she spits up a lot. Now, how do we know if she's spitting up too much?
Just about every baby will spit up, but yeah, how to know if it's too much? Well, if it's a lot, it almost seems like it's the whole feeding and it's every feeding, yeah, that'd be too much. If they seem to be in pain, they're fussy, then something's going on. If
it's projectile.
If it's projectile, if they're not feeding, losing weight because of that. If the color of the vomit is either yellow all the time or green, that indicates bile, or if there's blood in there. Whether it's bright red blood or even dark brown can indicate blood. And then you mentioned projectile. That's a big one. And projectile vomiting isn't just bleh. It's it'll land on you across the room. So those are kind of the danger signs for vomiting.
Good stuff. Thanks, Dr. Shears. So what do you think? One more question. Let's start the scroll. Stop.
Well, I have a lot of friends, and it's really difficult to know whether they're lying to me or not. So I've always wanted to know, how do you spot a liar?
Well, you know, lying, you know the whole adage, there's two ways to lie. Exclude information or give way too much information. So if somebody's rambling and giving you way too many details, what are they filling? Are they keeping you from asking more questions? Or if they're avoiding and leaving out stuff, if they're avoiding eye contact, that means they feel a little guilty. Also, watch for people that repeat your questions in their answer, like, what? Did I go to the bar on my way home? No, I didn't. So they're trying to buy time. So the hums, the haws, the repeating your question, anything they're doing to stagger their words so that they can think, how can I lie? Unfortunately, the best liars, the sociopaths, none of those rules apply to them.
Well,
Because they don't have guilt, so they're not trying to mask anything.
Good stuff in the how-to answers. Let's go for one more. Start that scroll, please.
I have a question for the doctors. How do I breathe better without medication?
Well, I've got some tips to avoid taking that medication because, as we know, those types of medications do have side effects, and your nose, your airway can get dependent on them, which you don't want to do. So number one, you may want to try breathing strips. And there's a reason why those work. So little tapes you put on your nose, they open up the so-called nasal valve, which is the most narrow part of your airway. So that's a simple thing you may want to try to do. You can't do that all the time when you're walking on Hollywood Boulevard like this guy, but that's a tip. Just a simple steam shower. It's great, that moisture, it's a mucolytic, it breaks up your mucus. It actually helps constrict your airway a little bit. Chicken soup, it does work. Hot tea works the same way for the same reasons, the steam, the warmth, a little.
And what about the saline spray? Can you get addicted to that?
No, you can't. No, you can't do that. And that's the final one. Use saline. What's saline? It's just physiologic salt water. Either use it as just a natural spray, drops, or I don't have a neti pot. I know you two do. You like using your neti pots, but a neti pot really is rinsing out the whole system, your sinuses, your nasal passages. A great way to get your breathing better, staying away from the medications.
Let me touch on, you know, we saw in the video, the asthma inhaler. You know, parents, if their child has asthma, often want to know what can they do other than the medications to help their child breathe in their lungs better. And certainly, you know, knowing that asthma is an inflammatory disease, so anything you can do to decrease inflammation, taking your fish oil, eating fish, lots of fruits and veggies. There is even a study that if you eat an apple a day, you can actually decrease your wheezing and might decrease the amount of inhaler you need to use.
And air quality can play a role as well. So getting a good HEPA filter, if you have allergens in the home, if you live in Los Angeles, shutting the windows.